It's December 11th, 2017, and it's time to review 5 of the most outrageous, infuriating, or just plain baffling things that have happened lately. It's your Facepalm 5. Let's count them down. Number 1. Senate Republicans pass tax bill. Yes, nearly a year into the Trump presidency, the Republicans in the United States Senate finally got their shit together long enough to pass a major piece of legislation. And, surprise, surprise, the thing they all agreed on is that rich people need more money. The bill passed by the Senate would lower the corporate tax rate by 15%, scale back the estate tax, and reduce or eliminate several deductions. It offers limited and mostly temporary benefits to people earning middle and low incomes, while, according to the estimate released by the nonpartisan Joint Committee on Taxation, over 80% of millionaires would get a tax cut. It also makes a few changes that have nothing to do with the tax code, such as authorizing oil drilling in Anwar and eliminating the Affordable Care Act's individual mandate. Because why fuck only poor people when you can also fuck sick people and the planet itself? The tax bill would also cost over $1 trillion, and that's after factoring in the economic growth that its supporters swore would pay for the whole thing. But don't worry, Republicans have got that covered. Number 2, Paul Ryan targets public assistance programs. Well, who did you think was going to pay for it? While Republicans in the House of Representatives continue to work on their version of the tax bill, Speaker of the House Paul Ryan made it clear during a radio interview last week that he plans to reduce the national debt and federal budget deficit by slashing spending on social programs, including Medicare and Medicaid. Now, you might think that if Ryan was serious about keeping the debt and the deficit under control, he wouldn't support tax cuts for the wealthiest Americans that add trillions of dollars to that debt and deficit. But here's the thing. You're right. That's exactly what's going on. He's not serious about reducing the debt and the deficit. Few, if any, Republican elected officials are. Pretending to care about government spending is just a pretense they use in an attempt to legitimize hurting the poor. Because hurting and vilifying the disadvantaged, making them into scapegoats, forcing them to pay for the continuing and ever more shameless redistribution of wealth to the richest Americans, keeping them ignorant, fearful, apathetic, and demoralized is how Republicans win. And the worst part of that isn't that they do it, it's that they can keep doing it because it works. Number 3, Stanford rapist seeks to overturn conviction. Brock Turner, the Stanford swimmer convicted on multiple sexual assault charges last June, is asking for a new trial. Why? According to the brief filed by his attorneys week before last, Turner objects to the prosecution presenting his crimes in a way that, quote, implied moral depravity and callousness. He sexually assaulted someone, and he thinks it's unfair that while being prosecuted for that sexual assault, he was depicted as callous and morally depraved. You know what, Brock? You, like most rapists in this country, got off light. Unlike the woman you assaulted who is going to have to live with the effects of the trauma you inflicted on her for the rest of her life, you have the option to just walk away. You don't want to pay for what you did? You don't want to even acknowledge that you did anything wrong? Fine. Thanks to our fucked up victim-blaming system, you don't have to. So don't. Just walk the fuck away. Go away. But on your way out the door, make sure to register as a sex offender, you piece of shit. Number 4, U.S. Supreme Court allows Muslim ban to take effect. This one is a shock, I know, because who ever heard of the Supreme Court making a ruling that harmed people of color, or immigrants, or religious minorities? Right? Last week, the Supreme Court ruled that Donald Trump's Muslim ban may be enforced pending appeal. This means the ban could still ultimately be struck down by the courts, but while that's being decided, the executive order, which places restrictions on people from 8 countries entering the United States, will stand. This is the 3rd version of the ban that Trump has tried to sneak past the courts. This one includes 2 countries, Venezuela and North Korea, with populations that are not majority Muslim. The other 6, Libya, Chad, Syria, Iran, Yemen, and Somalia, are majority Muslim. Lawyers for the Trump administration argued that the inclusion of non-Muslim nations is evidence that the ban is not directed at Muslims, and apparently the court bought it. So there you go. Bigoted discrimination is okay as long as you toss in a couple of tokens from outside the group you're actually targeting, which is a principle every racist knows already. They use the N-word to refer to white people too, you know. So they say. Anyway, it's now time for the segment devoted to some of the other things Donald Trump has done recently to disgrace the presidency and embarrass and/or endanger the United States and the rest of the world. It's number 5, the further misadventures of Lord Dampnut. Please keep in mind, as always, the following is not a complete list. He retweeted anti-Muslim videos posted by Britain First, a group of fascist white supremacists in the United Kingdom. He officially endorsed and campaigned for accused child sex predator Roy Moore in the Alabama Senate race. He shrank the size of 2 national monuments in Utah by a total of nearly 2 million acres, the largest reduction of public lands in American history. And he tossed nearly 70 years of American foreign policy out the window by officially recognizing Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, a move opposed by every living former American ambassador to Israel but 2, the United Nations, the European Union, most of our major allies, and the Pope. But it sure did draw a deafening cheer from the evangelicals who hope that he's about to usher in the end time, and really, those are the priorities that you want from the President of the United States. That's 5. Speak out, act out, resist, look after each other. Hey folks, hope you found this video worth watching. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, and also please consider helping me to make more videos like this one by supporting this channel through Patreon. You can go to patreon.com/Steve Shives to become a patron for as little as $1 a month, but if you go above and beyond and pledge at a level of $5 a month or more, you can earn yourself some extra perks as a part of the Patreon campaign, including a shout out at the end of the Facepalm 5. Now, I don't have any shout outs to give you this time because there haven't been any new $5 patrons since the last Facepalm 5 episode, but just a reminder, $5 a month or more gets you a shout out at the end of the Facepalm 5. Higher amounts offer more rewards. Check it out. Go to the Patreon page. If my work is something that means something to you, that you enjoy, that you get something out of, please consider supporting me and enabling me to continue to do it. I really appreciate all the support that you've given me, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.